What up, LK Mafia? It's your boy Artofkickz. Just like that, we back with another one. Alright, y'all. So this is a video I've been sitting on for I don't even know how many months. It's been a while, but yeah, this one is titled This Kid Runs So Fast. People are calling him the fastest child in the world. I wonder how fast you gotta be running to be considered the fastest child in the world. How many miles per hour is this kid traveling? Anyway, we're about to find out. Y'all boys and girls ready? I'm ready. Let's go!
On the internet, a common viral trend is seeing people with amazing skills show off what a lifetime of training and dedication allows them to do. Most people would assume that you'd have to work well into adulthood to pull off some of these incredible antics, but those people couldn't be more wrong. There are some incredible kids out there who have incredible talents, and in many cases could even outcompete adults in their same fields. Ready?
For sure. This is for sure.
Meet these extraordinary kids? Let's get it on. Rudolph Ingram. At just 7 years old, Ingram has become a social media phenomenon with his absurd speed, gaining him a couple of nicknames, mainly Blaze the Great, but some people...
It's so crazy to see a kid like this. Really what he's doing is exercise, working out, but he enjoys it like it's crazy, man. I hate working out.
People are starting to call him by another name.
I love it, but I hate it.
Next Usain Bolt.
The
The
next
7-year-old
Usain
superstar is definitely well on his way to
Woo! He's smoking them kids by a long shot.
matching and probably even surpassing the Jamaican legend with his insane record of 100 meters in 13.48 seconds. For context, that's about the length of a football field, and at an average walking speed it would take about 75 seconds.
Yo, this kid smoking adults, bro. He gotta take more steps, bro. He gotta take more steps than you, and he still whoop your ass. Oh heck no, man. Can't mess with this kid. He'll smoke me.
Football field. And at an average walking speed, it would take about 75 seconds to walk that distance. Currently, Usain Bolt holds the record for the 100-meter dash at a blisteringly fast 9.58 seconds. But with plenty of time for his legs to grow a bit, it's likely that Blaze the Great is coming for that title. And fast. Maxim Reznichenko. How early can you start training?
Oh, so it's not just about that kid. Okay, so we got some more kids in here. Sweet. What they got? What they got?
A true champion. In the case of astounding young athlete Maxim Reznichenko, his parents had a feeling that he would be something special in the world of sports before he even left the womb. By the age of 18 months, when some kids haven't even started speaking yet, Maxim was conquering slopes on a set of skis, a task even adults with a lot of experience using their legs have difficulty with. Maxim's only 5 years old now, but he's accomplished more athletic feats in his short time than most people ever will. Just to name a few, he's able to drive a four-wheeler, jet ski, roller skates, snowmobiles, and even BMX bikes. As if that wouldn't be impressive even for an adult, Maxim also partakes in track and field, gymnastics,
He knows how to breathe too.
rock climbing, tumbling, swimming, and believe it or not, parkour. With a resume like that at such a young age, it's actually pretty believable.
Parkour. Oh my god, like, for one, clap. Gotta clap for the parents, man. Gotta clap for the parents. My mom would only let me do so much when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I wanted to do everything. I would have loved to been this kid. Way to go, parents, for listening to your child and not so much taking interest, but allowing him to experiment with all these different activities that he wanted to do. That is awesome. I definitely want to be in a position to be able to do that for my kids in the future.
When he says he wants to grow up to be a superhero.
Woo!
Ryusei Imai.
See how he did the backflip and rolled out? That's legit.
Ryusei Imai. In the world of martial arts, there aren't many names
I've seen this kid before. This kid is like, he think he Bruce Lee. He think he Bruce Lee.
as big as Bruce Lee. The Chinese Kung Fu master is still spoken as one of the greatest to ever live.
Yeah.
He has inspired every generation to come since him, and that very much
Look
includes
at him.
Ryusei Imai.
He
The
think he
Japanese
Bruce
boy
Lee.
began watching Lee's films at the ripe old age of 1, and quickly became obsessed with copying the flashy martial arts tricks shown off by his idol. But much like his hero, Ryusei takes his training incredibly seriously, doing 90 minutes of training when he wakes up at 6 a.m. and after he gets home from school.
Like, think about that. Like, you know, as an adult, when you're pushing through to do weightlifting and training and all that type of stuff, when you're pushing through as an adult and it's like you're giving it your all, think about a kid doing that. Like, what? What type of mindset? It's crazy.
The internet fell in love with the 8-year-old prodigy when a video of him perfectly matching every move in a famous Bruce Lee film with eerily perfect precision was posted.
I remember.
Just look at those moves. Every second perfectly mirrored without even having to look at the screen.
Nope.
If you're into martial
Ain't
arts
that crazy? Ain't that his timing was perfect?
Let's face it, who isn't? Ryusei Imai is certainly a name you won't stop hearing anytime soon. AJ Stunts. How old were you when you first learned to ride a bike? 7? 10? How about less than 2? Meet AJ Stunts, the youngest BMX stunt rider in the world. You heard that right, stunt rider. As soon as AJ had figured out the basics of how to walk, he was already off on 2 wheels, arguably mastering biking before running. He was such a natural at it that he actually attracted the attention of professional stunt rider Jason Pullman, who took the little prodigy under his wing and was so blown away that it wasn't long before the two began traveling and putting on stunt shows together.
That's
when AJ
crazy.
was only 6 years old. It isn't every day you get to see a first grader pull off the kinds of tricks that even the bravest of adults would cower away from. So AJ's shows always attract huge crowds as he pops wheelies, jumps ramps, and pulls off whatever this insane display of balance is called. AJ has even brought others into the act with him, jumping over 15 people with ease.
15?
Those people might even be braver than him for trusting their lives to a 7-year-old on a motorcycle. Roman Marcotte.
That's crazy.
Of all the biggest team sports, hockey is
See, I love this. This is one thing. This is one of the reasons why I love the internet, because it brings us information that a lot of us wouldn't otherwise know. Like, I never heard of some of these kids. Like that kid on a motorcycle, I never heard of him before. This is cool, man. I like this.
Probably seen as one of the roughest, with its famous all-out brawls and blisteringly cold temperatures. And while that might seem a bit too tough for most kids, Roman Marcotte is absolutely not most kids. The Alaskan-born boy started training in skates at the age of 2 before he could even talk, but that's probably due to his brain being more focused on athletic pursuits. While he may not have had a lot of experience walking yet, he took to the ice like a champ, quickly becoming more adept on skates than on his feet. And that was when his father knew that Roman would become one of the greats. Since then, the two have never taken a day off, and Roman's training videos, originally posted as just a way to show his progression, started getting some real attention. After all, people take notice when they see something amazing, and watching a kid who could easily upstage professional-level hockey players definitely fits the bill.
Crazy.
Roman is so good that he had to be put on a local hockey team with boys much older than him, and even with that seeming disadvantage, he's constantly the MVP of every game.
That's crazy. He had to be put on a team with kids that are older than him. He had to level up. And he still be MVP most games, bro. They need to level him up even higher. If he couldn't fit in with the 5 to 8-year-olds, and then they had to put him with the daggone 10 to 12, 13-year-olds, he needs to be with the full-blown teenagers. Nah, they might be too rough on him. They might want to fight that little boy.
I feel sorry for the parents of any team that's got to go against him. Jackson Goldstone.
But that right there is a prime example of what happens when you put in the hours, put in the works. There's all sort of little activities that I used to do growing up that made me great to some degree, where I was respected in that field or in that niche when it came to like doing artwork, yo-yoing, all type of stuff that I used to do when I was younger growing up, that I got some type of recognition for because I put in hours to be the best that I could. That's what it takes. That's what it's about. Now I'm doing it on YouTube, baby. On the road to 1 million subscribers. We'll be there in 2 months, baby. 2 months. We're about to hit 1 million subscribers. Put it in the work. 3-4 videos a day. Putting in the work.
Lots of people bike to school or work every morning, but there probably aren't many parents that would trust their kindergartner to do so alone.
For real.
That's probably because they're not the parents of Jackson Goldstone, a BMX viral sensation who turned his commute to class into an extreme sporting event. While most people would probably be terrified by the thought of jumping a bike off a hill or off a table, that's just part of Jackson's daily routine.
That's crazy.
His online debut at just 5 years old, the boy was showing off some serious spins, jumps, and tricks on his two-wheeler that even adults couldn't land. But that was more than 6 years ago. And just wait till you see how far the 11-year-old Jackson's come.
Being in the air is pretty much just like freedom for me.
Whoa! Looks like his skills seriously scaled up with him. At this rate,
That's
maybe he'll be
crazy.
jumping Mount Everest by the time he's 18.
Look at that.
Cristiano Ronaldo Jr.
I couldn't imagine, man, on a bike jumping in the air that high and being in the air so long and then landing on the ground. Oh no. Oh, we got Junior. What's up with Junior? He be playing too?
With the biggest personal Instagram account in the world, it's safe to say that pretty much everyone's heard of Cristiano Ronaldo. The global soccer phenomenon is widely regarded as one of the best in the world, and it seems his genes are strong, because his son, Cristiano Ronaldo Jr. picked up a thing or two about football from his pops. While his famous father played for Juventus in Turin, Italy, Ronaldo Jr. was put on the under-9 Juventus team, and has been absolutely crushing it. In one season where his father scored a total of 34 goals, Ronaldo...
Like this, oh man, this is, oh my God. This is like prime example of a female getting with a high value man that has good genes and will basically have something to offer the child just genetically wise. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it makes perfect sense that this kid became a great soccer player, or is becoming a great soccer player like his dad, because of who his dad is. You know, so the woman she did good by being able to snag Cristiano Ronaldo, even though, you know, he got her.
Ronaldo Jr. nearly doubled that with a whopping 58 for his team. Maybe instead of Junior, they should be calling this kid Cristiano Ronaldo 2.0.
2.0.
Colin Gin. Parents usually put their kids in team sports sometime around the age of 9 or 10, but in the case of Colin Gin, he was the one who wanted to be on a team at only 4 years old. His natural interest in the game of basketball came at such a young age, but his body was already doing things that most grown men can't accomplish. At only 10 years old today, Colin has been invited to events with professional players to show off his wicked skills that are practically on par with the Harlem Globetrotters. Not only is he skilled, but he's a bit of a ham for the camera, pulling off crazy dribbling tricks that usually take years to master. With his level of agility, speed, skill, and handling at such a young age, there's little question that Colin Gin is definitely going places.
It's dope that he's doing different workouts and routines that aren't really basketball, but knowing that it's going to help him be a better basketball player. Very nice, man. That's putting in that work as a kid, bro. I hope my kid be this passionate, man. I seriously do. Man, it'd be so dope. I can't wait.
Quincy Simmons. Most athletes spend their entire lives training to master just one sport. Yet at just 6 years old, Quincy Simmons has been able to conquer 2. Don't let this Australian little girl's pigtails fool you. She's one of the top-ranked surfers and skaters in the entire world for her age range. Just a few years ago, Quincy's family took her on her first trip to the beach, about 100 kilometers from their home in Brisbane. And even though she had never been in the ocean before, she took to it like, well, a fish in water. As soon as she got on a board for the first time, she was a total natural, even landing a few waves on that first visit. Still, as the family lives so far...
That's crazy. I was just talking to a friend literally 2 days ago about surfing, and he was like, yo, surfing is so hard. And for her to have picked it up being this little and not having the body strength like most adults, that's crazy.
From the ocean, her craving for extreme activities had to be quenched some other way. So her family got her into skating. There must be some crazy balance in this girl, because she rips on land just as well as she does in the water. Her family is constantly blown away by her insane technique that just sort of comes naturally to her, almost like she was born for this. Quincy is so insanely adept at gliding on waves and ramps that she's even earned herself the nickname Flying Squirrel. And when you see how she carves it up, it isn't hard to see why. Whatever the supernatural source of her insane talent is, we can be sure that Quincy isn't going to stop amazing the world anytime soon.
That's
Tyler
crazy.
Armstrong. Mountain climbing.
Like, I love seeing this type of stuff, man. It just, makes me wish my childhood was better.
It's exactly for everyone. What with the dizzying heights, the fear of avalanches, and the crazy amount of physical strength and stamina needed to even get started, most people stay far away from the extreme sport.
Yeah.
But of course, Tyler Armstrong isn't like most people. By the young age of 8 years old, Tyler had already become the youngest person in history to climb Mount Whitney and had bested Africa's tallest mountain, Kilimanjaro, something that the majority of adults who attempt fail at. But with an early start like that, it's obvious that Tyler wasn't satisfied. And just a year later, he managed to conquer the tallest peak in the southern hemisphere, Mount Aconcagua in Argentina, coming in at an insane 22,841 feet tall. Only 1 in 3 people who try to climb Aconcagua succeed, and usually the age limit is 14. Tyler's parents actually had to hire a lawyer to get permission for their son to even get near the mountain. We're pretty sure that once they saw his climbing skills, the Argentinian government didn't need much time to come to a decision. Now at just 16 years old, he's conquered mountains all over the world and currently has his sights set on doing the Big 7, the tallest mountain on every continent. With his early start, he's already got about half the list down, and there's no doubt he'll probably finish the list before he's even done with high school.
That's so fascinating to me that this kid would even want to do something like that. Just walking up some mountains, just climbing up to the top. Man, I think I would be bored. I'm for real. I'm like the accomplishment. And then knowing me, I'll be taxed. I'll be so freaking tired. I'm like, I just don't want to do this no more, man. This is tiring and boring at the same time. But he doesn't seem to be fazed by it like that. That is cool. That is cool. I enjoyed this. This is definitely a good reaction start to my day, even though y'all getting it later on in the evening. But anyway, y'all know what time it is. Like this reaction, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for more. As always, the link to the video is going to be down in the description box below if you haven't already. Make sure you follow your boy on the gram and Twitter at Artofkickz. Till the next one.